Hi, this is very new for me, and we're just gonna kind of see how this goes. So me and my goofy hat here are gonna give you a drum lesson. Been playing a few shows here. I've been lucky enough to have a lot of people come up to me and say, "Hey man, what you doing with the tap dancing feet there?" I have to admit that it's not my fancy technique. This was taught to me by a gentleman named John Glassbrenner, and a lot of us other drummers from the upstate area were taught by John Longstruth of Origin. The concept of what many call heel toe, I've heard it called double strokes. To be honest with you, I could give a rat's you know what you want to call it. But the general gist is doing this. Yeah, that's the heel toe. That's the double stroke technique. Basically what's happening with my feet is my right foot is hitting the bass drum 2 times. My left foot will then hit the bass drum 2 times, causing a double stroke effect. So rather than me hitting it with the single strokes, I'm going at it with double strokes. Now, some things that are worth mentioning about this technique: you would think it's cheating. Sure it is. Yep, you got it. You're right. It's cheating. I'm cheating. Exposed. But in the long run, I am still hitting the bass drum. So even without these triggers, you should still be able to hear it. I don't have this bass drum mic'd, but through the overhead and possibly the phone speakers, you could probably still hear it. So you still got to hit the damn thing. These settings are not super sensitive. They can't be. If I have the box settings or my trigger settings or anything set way too sensitive, then I'm going to get a ton of missed triggers. I'm going to get a lot of issues playing live. If I don't have a strong hit on the bass drum, I really do pigeonhole myself playing certain situations. So my triggers did crap out, but it didn't matter. We still played the show, mic'd up the bass drums, we were good. Second thing, if you don't have that strong hit, depending on where you're playing, you're going to run into a lot of issues with the kind of floor. I've played risers for your basic 4-piece band. The problem with those risers is they're bouncy. What you'll notice is I'm really relying on my quad, my big old thigh chop here, to really hit that bass drum hard. So if I'm really, being a wuss about it, A, it doesn't sound good, and B, if I get any sort of bounce, I won't have a lot of power, and I'm going to miss those first shots. Now to explain what's going on. I am using my entire leg to hit the bass drum first, right? So it's like a normal shot, right? Your toe is placed normally. This is for me. Some people are different. Cool. I put my foot on the sweet spot of where you would do single strokes, So I don't have it way up here. I'm not like overextending my leg or anything like that. One thing to note is I'm not actually hitting this pedal board with my heel. It's not actually happening. That's why I don't like the term heel toe, because to me and to anyone else who has said that, they've always just assumed that you're actually hitting with your heel. Some people do that. Again, cool. I don't do that. I do it like the schmucks in New York do it, okay? Foot is in the sweet spot of the pedal, somewhere in the middle, maybe even down low. Notice how I'm using long boards. So I'm using a type of pedal where I don't have a heel plate in my way. Again, you should be able to do these with any pedal. I've seen people do these with chain drive, with ones with a heel plate, ones without, everything, right? So I have long boards. I don't have a heel plate. That's just because how I learned how to do these. I really didn't like it, and it didn't work for me, right? So this worked for me. So my heel is off the board, and I'm hitting the bass drum like I would a normal single stroke. Heel up type shot. And I'm really, I can't stress this enough, because your first shot needs to be like with purpose. Like really hit that thing, because it's going to drive your heel down. And that's what you're kind of looking for, because when you drive your heel down, you allow your pedal board to shoot back as hard as it can to cock your toe up. And that's sort of what you're going for here. That toe to come up as you're going down. Now, my muscle memory allows me to do that. I'm using the front of my shin to shoot up my toe as I'm going for the second shot. So what you'll see here, you'll see that I'm allowing my toe to cock up from the shot from the first bass drum. You'll even see if I'm not doing this hard enough, I'm having some problems here. I really need to have my toe on the pedal board, on the sweet spot, and I really do need to drive that first shot. You can practice this at home. You can get your pedals out, get some practice pads, and just go. It really gets the concept down of hitting the bass drum 2 times with 1 motion. Well, it's really 2 motions, because like I said, I am pushing my toe forward. That's the second shot, right? The first shot is hitting it like a normal bass drum shot. Second one is, as you're hitting it, your toes cocked up, you push it forward. Once you kind of get that general concept down, what's tough for people is getting the 2 legs to cooperate with each other. That takes a lot of practice, and what helps is to sit there and just go for straight double bass, both leg. If I was to just do these one at a time, I will have a little bit of trouble. I'm going to admit that. I'm not incredible, but let's see what happens. See, so if I allow my right leg to help drive the speed coming from the left, you'll see that I'll start to have a little bit of smoothness, because I'm allowing my first leg to be a dominant driver of the beat, while my second leg is getting the energy, the stamina that I'm putting into my right leg, and it's allowing me to kind of push forward. It's sort of hard to explain. I know I'm probably making way less sense. Oh, God. Now I'll do it full speed, and you'll see I'll be pretty clean with it. See. Now, as I said, for things like extreme metal, for death metal, gotta go super fast. This is a really great concept for that, and this is why a lot of metal drummers are looking towards this. I'm here to tell you that there's more to it. than that. And I have a few examples. So in one of my songs that I have helped to write for the band The Dark Divide, Craig came up to me and showed me a concept of drums, and funny enough, had even said, I don't even know if these are possible because of the type of pattern. The type of pattern, I'll play raw, and if you don't know it, I'll probably edit it in, but playing it raw. So right there, you would notice that in that beat, instead of that little instead of using my two legs to do that, I'm letting my left leg take a break, and I'm using my right leg double stroke to really chop in that really quick 30-second note sort of gallop there. It really, really helps. Because if I was to do it with 2 feet, then my right foot is going to lose time. And that's just a problem that I have. Probably not a problem that you would have. But for me, having the right leg take advantage of it being able to do more than one shot per motion, per beat, really. And I can jump in a 16th note or a 30-second note like in Infected Youth. Another example, again, I'll play raw, is in our song Follow the Weak. Where, and a lot of deathcore drummers do this nowadays, doing that 16th note gallop, that Herta-like beat, I'm letting my right foot do the rather than going again. It's more comfortable for me. It's less motion. I can really feel the beat more that way, where if I do the 16th note gallop there, the Herta type beat, and I do it single strokes, I oftentimes have a hard time capturing where one is, right? With these double strokes with my shins and calves, rather than pushing myself to control with my quads, which if I strain that for too long, I can cause damage. But more importantly, it's hard to hold, a big pump in a bigger muscle like your quad. So you're going to lose some stamina, you're going to lose time, and you're going to look like a big dumb idiot on stage. Final thoughts. Again, what's important with these is the concept of hitting hard. You are hitting hard this entire time. This is you having to put the energy in up front and allowing your toe to cock forward as soon as that pedal comes back. Concept where even if your left leg or whatever your non-dominant leg is starting to struggle, and you'll kind of see how your right leg and left leg can work off each other, and it will really help your left leg, especially doing just straight shot double bass, right? And the other one is that this technique is not just for playing fast. It's for taking songs and complex double bass patterns and allowing them to allow you to take advantage of this technique for, Hertas, putting in quick 30-second notes, whenever the song calls for it, letting it be a helpful driver so that you're continuously using a dominant part of your body rather than your non-dominant part of your body, and risking losing time, risking, strain, stamina loss. It's a very helpful trick. It's a very helpful thing. It has allowed me to play a lot longer. It has given me a lot of confidence because I can do super stupid fast double bass for very long periods of time, and it's just very helpful. especially if you're playing a bunch of shows, or if you're playing a couple shows a month or 3 shows a month or whatever, or you're trying to play after having way too many drinks, then this is a very good concept to help you out. So I hope it helps. If you have any more questions, comment down below. I really hope that this helped, and yeah, bye. Makes you go super, super fast. Gotta go fast.